Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our next session at the A4Q Testing Summit Edition 2025. I am very excited to be here with Jan Sabak, who will be discussing simulating DDoS attacks. Before I give over to you, Jan, just want to remind everybody that we have a Q&A session at the end, so pop your questions into the chat. And then we also have our Best Presentation and Best Speaker Award. So go to Jan's landing page on the testingsummit.com website and cast your vote at the end of this presentation. So I will not take up any more of your time. With that said, I hand over to you, Jan, to tell us a little bit more about your presentation.
Thank you very much. I am very grateful for introduction. My today's topic is about simulating DDoS attacks. It's not about DDoS attacks per se, because they are illegal. But we have conducted some simulations for our clients, and my today's presentation is about how to do that. You can copy that if you're brave enough in your organization. So first of all, starting with more general overview of DDoS attacks, could you imagine how big these threats are? Maybe you have heard, because there is a war, and war is not only on a physical plane, but also in the internet. We in Poland, we can see that probably more or less every day we are attacked. Some Polish government organizations, some companies are attacked every day. But generally, on the world, you can see. As you can see from Cloudflare DDoS threat report, I would like to cite some facts. You can look at this report, just scan this QR code, and this QR code will let you see this report. So, in 1994, in previous year, by Cloudflare, there were over 21 million attacks blocked. As you can recalculate it, it's almost 5,000 attacks per hour. So every hour in 2024, there were almost 5,000 attacks. And it's a big threat, and it's increasing threat, because increase from 2023 to 2024 was more than 50%. So you can imagine how many attacks will be in this year. And on Halloween 2024, there was largest attack that was observed by Cloudflare, of course, because maybe there were some attacks that were not observed, not blocked. But this largest attack was 5.6 terabits per second of throughput. So you can compare it to your internet connection, your home internet connection. Probably you don't have, or in your organization, you don't have a terabit connection. Average DDoS attack is around 5 megabits per second. So this largest attack was 1,000 times more than average. And how it was orchestrated, organized. It was organized by IoT infrastructure. So there are many webcams, many IoT devices that are unprotected, and these devices are used to orchestrate, to originate DDoS attack. So you can imagine how many devices you have in your home. Okay, so this is general overview. From more technical perspective, almost half of these attacks is on layer 3, layer 4. So this is SYN UDP or TCP, SYN TCP attacks, DNS attacks, which are, I think, TCP attacks, and UDP attacks. So half of them is UDP and TCP attacks, and the other half is HTTP attacks. So lower level and higher levels. Why I am telling you this, because what we are simulating usually for our clients is a mix of attacks. I will show you the plan of one of such a simulation. So half is UDP and TCP, and half is HTTP attacks. So this is also from this Cloudflare report. Okay, so usually when you plan a project, a simulation of this attack, the general goal is to, first of all, verify the proper functioning of anti-DDoS infrastructure. Every company should have anti-DDoS infrastructure, because you may be attacked, your information may be stolen, and information about your clients may be stolen. And if you are a bank or financial organization, it may cost you very, very much. And even if you are not a bank, if you are not a big organization, the hackers attack not only big organizations nowadays, because big organizations have money for such infrastructures and for other devices that can help them prevent hacking and stealing information. But these big companies have subcontractors, and subcontractors come from smaller companies. And now hackers attack smaller companies to go through smaller company or an individual working at home on B2B contract, for example. From this individual or smaller company, they go to bigger companies. So even if you think we are a small company, or I am just an individual working for a bigger company, you are not safe. But anyway, so I think everybody should have anti-DDoS infrastructure, and this infrastructure should work well, meaning that if the attack, an attack starts, your infrastructure blocks the attack. And this mechanism should be effectively triggered. Yeah, so this is the second goal of usual simulation. But the good infrastructure will stop only the incoming attack. So you have several sources of your network communication. Some of it is illegal, some of them are illegal, like attacks, and some of them are legal, and they may be your clients, for example. And you want your infrastructure to stop only these illegal attacks. So your clients, your employees should be able to work without any issues, and attacks should be stopped. So this is worth testing. And the third thing, which is usually tested, is resilience of internal systems during ongoing the attack, as I said. So your employees, for example, should be able to receive emails, even if attack is going. Your clients should be able to access your systems, even if attack is going. So it's crucial to test it. And as I said, we simulated several such attacks for our clients. And how we did that, because this is clue of this presentation. So during this presentation, I will show you how to simulate sample of code, general overview of our infrastructure. So we use Google Compute Engine, because to simulate DDoS attack, you need many machines. Many machines, not many, because DDoS attack is distributed denial of service attack. So denial of service attack is when somebody attacks you and attacks from one source and wants your infrastructure to go down, to not work. But distributed means that you need to use several hundred, for example, machines to attack infrastructure, and this attack is a greater threat than attack from single IP. So For our clients, we were using infrastructure consisting of 1,500 virtual machines. They are not very big, as you can see. They have one core and 8 gigabytes of RAM, but we needed 1,500 different IPs because anti-DDoS infrastructure measure throughput from single IP, and if you try to simulate DDoS attack from one IP, you would need, like you have seen here, like many terabits or many megabits per second from a single source, and it's can be easily seen and can be easily blocked. So we are using 1,500 machines, and our clients, security officers from our clients say that's okay. Of course, we need to start all these attacks simultaneously. So it's not like I am starting attack machine by machine, typing some commands. I will show you the scripts in a minute. So generally, we are doing this via scripts. And we are using around 5 gigabits per second throughput because, as I mentioned earlier, usually attacks are from 1 gigabit per second to 10 gigabits per second. And of course, these simulations are legal, so we are talking to our clients how big throughput they need, and they say that 5 gigabits is okay. The biggest we conducted is 20 gigabits per second. Yeah, and as I said, we usually do UDP attack, TCP attack, HTTP attack. These are flat attack, but I will show you not only flat attacks today, but also amplification attacks. Okay, so usually we do these simulations at night because we are attacking production environments. So during the day from 9 till 5 or 8 till 8 or whatever, clients are using these infrastructures. So the lowest throughput is after midnight. Sometimes it's midnight, sometimes it's 1 a.m. So this works like that. And usual plan is a genuine plan from one of our projects. We started at midnight on production site, as I mentioned. Then we simulated 30 minutes of UDP attack, 30 minutes of TCP flood attack, 30 minutes of HTTP flood attack, 30 minutes of mixed attack. These three were mixed, and then we went to bed. It wasn't that easy, but it's another story. Why 30 minutes? Because this 30 minutes was divided into two parts: 15 minutes for conducting an attack, and 15 minutes for cooldown, because infrastructure also needs to learn that attack stopped. And usually after a minute or sometimes earlier, the earliest I think we have seen was like attack was blocked after 10 or 15 seconds after the beginning. So we started an attack. Then after 15 seconds, attack was stopped, and infrastructure was our attack was totally blocked, but the other functions of infrastructures were more or less operating. So in each of these attacks, it's 15 minutes for an attack, but even after attack is blocked, the attack goes, because infrastructure or anti-DDoS infrastructure needs to prevent attack when it's ongoing. For 15 minutes, for whole 15 minutes, attack was blocked. Then after 15 minutes, attack stopped, and 15 minutes for cleanup, reconfigurations, some such things and cool down. So this is usually the plan. And how it is done. I have mentioned that we have scripts. We are using 1,500 machines, so you can imagine that we need to install all these tools. We need to load all the scripts into 1,500 machines, and what we are doing is first of all we develop scripts. Yes, on this very computer I am doing my presentation on, I developed the scripts. Then these scripts are going to Git, for versioning and for deployment later. Then I start script. This script through SSH. Through SSH, it's run scripts on every one of these 1,500 machines, and during this time, latest changes of the script are pulled onto the machines. This is our cloud, our 1,500 machines. And this part here is our client's infrastructure. So from this cloud, the attack goes to this the client side. So, and yeah, so this is general overview of our infrastructure. Is it complicated? Maybe it's not very complicated, but working with over 1,000 machines sometimes can give you a headache. Okay, so what's in our scripts? For flood attacks, we are using HPing3 tool. It's open source tool. You can download it. You can try it at home if you want. So HPing3 is a tool to simulate UDP and TCP network throughput. So here at the end of this slide, you can see the command line you can issue from your keyboard. So it's HPing3. -S means SYN because it's a SYN flag, simulating on SYN flag attack. So SYN flag is raised and interval is 150 microseconds. So every 150 microseconds, one TCP packet will be issued, and it will be issued to the sent to the destination. IP goes here, and -P443 is of course port. So every 150 microsecond, one TCP flood will go to this IP and port 443. So this is the basic of these attacks. Now, what we need to do is to amplify it, to run it on 1,500 machines and to run it for 15 minutes. So one more thing, if you install HPing3, it's a somewhat restricted tool. So to run this tool, you need sudo. So first of all, it should be sudo HPing3 and so, because you need to have root privileges to run this tool. So not everybody on your servers can run it. Even if somebody would have rights to install this tool or download or whatever, he or she wouldn't be able to run these tools. HPing3 prevents it because it is a legal tool, open source, as I said, and it prevents illegal running. So at least administrator of the machine needs to know that such tool is used. Okay, So so now we have hping3 and sudo hping3, and to run this attack, because when you start hping3, it fires until you stop it. So to not bother with stopping an attack on 1500 machines, I used timeout. And timeout is a command which starts whatever command, any command you want, and stop it after the duration. So as you can combine all this stuff I've said already to one command line, it would be sudo, then timeout and duration like 15 minutes. Then under timeout, hping3 is used with some switches. So this is the core of our simulation. So now you know how we do that. And let me show you some real code how to do that. And this is PyCharm tool I'm using. And in this PyCharm, I have first script that is running every attack on every machine. If I want to start a program on 1500 machine, over 1,500 machines, if I tried to use it, if I try to do it one by one, it would be very long process. I think that the test, the simulation wouldn't start in 15 minutes, and I need to finish in 15 minutes. So what I am doing, I am let me start with from the core of it. So I am using SSH, and on every one of my machines, I CD to my project, and then I run this Python script with duration 900 seconds and with interval. And I will show you in a minute what's in this. You've already seen it, actually. So on every machine, there is, of course, it's no hub and ampersand used here as well, because I need to start SSH session, issue a command, and log out. So and I need my script not to stop after I am logging out, after I've logged out. So what I do, I prepare a command with a username. Username is Jan Sabak. My username at some IP. Here I have a file with 1,500 IPs, and for every IP, I construct a command and subprocess class, and then I use thread pool executor with 20 threads, and I run this command through SSH in 20 parallel threads, and it's fast enough. And it works on my computer, on my single laptop. So this is how we start. So you know how we start, how this operates, and as I have shown you, you can see here the same command line, the same one, almost the same one, because it's a different script. I will show you this script in a minute. So this is run attack with this hping3, and this is one of the attacks. So that's all. And run attack, because run attack function is called here. Run attack is very simple. It's subprocess run and open, and it's nothing fancy. So it's layer on top layers on top layers. So I have Python scripts which issue SSH command on my local machine, which connects to the remote computer and calls another Python script, and this Python scripts calls another command line tool on a Linux machine. So it's layers on top layers on top of layers. Yeah. Okay. So that's nothing more here, nothing interesting more here, because there is a function loading IPs, because I have 1,500 different IPs, and yeah, that's more or less all. Okay, so going back to slides, this is flood attack, flood type attack. We were also simulating amplifying attack. Sorry, there is an error on this slide. It's amplification attack, and amplification attacks work like that. From a machine, the request is issued to a server in an internet, and server may be hacked, maybe not hacked. This may be firewall, for example, if you are using, if you are trying to use. Never mind. So the request goes to the, let's say, firewall, and the request itself has 100 bytes. So this is a very, very, very little request, and this request, for example, asks for domain names in some domain, or users in some registry, and so on. But this request has spoofed IP address. Spoofed means that return address is not the address of this computer, but return address is the address of the client or attacked infrastructure. And this machine prepares the response and sends the response to not to this address, but to this address. And it's called amplification attack because from, for example, 100 bytes of request, you receive 10 megabytes of response. So 10 megabyte response goes to the attacked computer with this spoofed IP. Yeah, as you can imagine, here is 100 bytes, here is 10 megabytes, so it's like 1,000 or 10,000 more, 10,000 more network throughput generated. But from attacker's point of view, the throughput is only 100 bytes per times, of course, several thousand requests. But then from 1 megabit per second, there will be 1 megabit per second here, going here. There will be several gigabits per second going from the cloud, from the cloud, not the cloud, from the internet to the attacked software. The problem is when you want to simulate such an attack, that it's illegal to spoof IP addresses. And if you are using not prepared network infrastructure, IP packets with spoofed IP addresses are dropped. So I said that we are using Google Cloud, and Google Cloud, of course, prevents us from sending spoofed packets. So what we were doing, we were omitting this part, and I have written the script which prepares these big responses, and these big responses were sent to the attacked client for we simulated the attack, for whom we simulated the attack, with already big responses. And now I will show you how we do that. It's similar to doing load testing, and here we have DNS amplification attack, the script which does that. So I am using library Scapy here, and Scapy library allows to prepare packets on several layers. So we are starting with IP layer, and I put destination in this part of the packet. Then UDP layer, then DNS inside this. Inside this UDP layer. So here, this part of the script is completely fake response on DNS request. And this response on DNS request, like as you can see here, it's example.com. This is sent. Yeah, so this packet is combined. These two layers are combined into a single packet via Scapy library, and then it is sent to this destination. So as I said, we were not simulating these requests. We were only simulating these big responses and flooding our client, simulating flooding of our clients after the amplification. And so we have DNS amplification attack, and we have LDAP amplification attack, and Cargan amplification attack, and many. There are many types of amplification attacks, so there can be used. And yeah, I needed to write scripts for them. So in this script, there are almost 30 types of attack, flood attacks and amplification attacks, which we used for our clients. Okay, so this is how we simulate DDoS attacks, and as you probably remember this slide, we write scripts, put the scripts into Git, then distribute through Git these scripts to machines and any number of machines we need, and then we run attacks from the cloud targeting our client. So this is general algorithm of our simulation. Okay, so finishing my presentation, I would like to say two things. First is the downside of this simulation. First downside is that conducting unsolicited DDoS attacks is illegal. So if you don't have agreement with the client and you want just let's say try your client or try your employer, it's illegal. Remember that. This running of such tests requires significant infrastructure because, as you could have seen, we used 1,500 machines, 1,500 IPs, and it's not easy to get this infrastructure because when you start with AWS or you start with Google, they will not give you such number of machines. So I think we worked with them for a year or 2 years to upgrade our infrastructure to now we have probably would be able to use over 2,000 of machines. And this infrastructure is not cheap. So cost of one session of such simulation, and as you have seen, one session is about 2 hours. It's around 1,000 euro. So don't do it. Don't do this at home. And and preparing for these unsolicited attacks takes several weeks, because you need to know which ports are open, and when you try to scan ports of your client or your employer or whatever organization you want to attack, anti-DDoS infrastructure will block you. So we were whitelisted, and we were able to scan all the ports in the infrastructure of our client in like half a day, but we were whitelisted. So we had agreement, we were whitelisted, so we were okay. So it's not easy anyway, and but it's worth running this simulation. It's worth. Because first of all, you check whether infrastructure works or not, and in our clients we have seen both. Some of infrastructures worked, some of infrastructures worked partially, some didn't. But the other part of this test is more important from my perspective, that you also test other software. You also test failover and failback procedures, because, for example, what we usually see is that when our client uses VPN connections and we start an attack, this attack is blocked, but VPN connections is broken. So people need to restart VPN connection, and you need to know that after DDoS attack, after blocking an attack, VPN connection needs to be restarted. And of course, you need to test people, because not all your infrastructure may be working properly after an attack. And we had one of our clients successfully blocked an attack, but some part of internal infrastructure stopped working. And there were no people. Remember, it was after midnight. The test was conducted around 1 a.m. So on 1 a.m. on production, there were no people who could repair this broken infrastructure. So there are many aspects, organizational aspect, technical aspect, you need to test, or you need to be sure of, if you want to be sure that your organization is immune to DDoS attack. So remember, the weakest link is between a chair and a monitor, not infrastructure, but it's always people. And thank you for your attention. If you want to see the Cloudflare report, so this right QR code is for Cloudflare report, and left QR code is for my LinkedIn profile. I will be glad if you want to connect. So that's all from me. I'm giving back to Nailin.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jan, for this amazing presentation. I am very sure that we have a couple of questions from our audience that they would like you to answer. So let's jump right into that and have a look and see how can you tell them a little bit more. How is a simulation attack different from a performance test? Example, a stress test.
It's half similar, half different. Because why similar? Because we are using the same infrastructure. So from infrastructure point of view, it's similar. Different because we don't measure. When you do performance test or load test, you need to measure response. So for example, 5 seconds, 3 seconds. You measure all that, and in DDoS attacks, you only care if attack is stopped or it isn't. So you only observe if, for example, returning network throughput is whatever. If it's blocked or it is not blocked, so we don't measure time. So it's somewhat easier but tools. You also need different tools, and because for performance test we are using either JMeter or we are using Locust now, Python library, and as you have seen for DDoS simulation, we are using HPing3 or Scapy library.
Perfect. Thank you so much for answering that question. Let's quickly have a look at some of the other questions that we have. Are there any other types of DDoS attacks that could be simulated?
Yes, there are. I've shown you attacks which we simulated so far. We are talking to a client who wants different types of attacks. On 7th layer, attacks on HTTP protocol. And they are quite curious, actually, because, for example, I don't know if you know that there could be such an attack that is not a very quick attack, but very slow attack. How it works? For example, an attacker starts a query or starts a request to your HTTP server, and he sends like 1 byte per second or 1 byte per minute. So your infrastructure needs to collect all these bytes, remember them, prepare a session, and if he does it, an attacker does it like in thousands of threads, you need to collect thousands of different communication packets, thousands of different sessions, and it's very memory consuming. So remember, DDoS attacks may be not only very fast attack, like slide attack, but there may be very, very slow attack, which of course achieve the same result, denial of service of your infrastructure.
Yes, thank you so much. I think we have time for one more question. Let's have a look what we have. What are the differences between simulating DDoS attacks and load tests?
It's more or less, as I said, this load attacks. I treat load tests as performance tests. So, as I said, differences between performance tests and DDoS simulations is mainly in tooling and in measurements you are doing.
Perfect. Well, Jan, thank you so much. We have then reached the end of this session, and I want to thank you personally for being part of the Tasting Summit, and then to our audience as well for joining the session. Before we let you go, we just want to let you know, the audience, that this video, as well as all the other videos of the day, will be available to rewatch on our social media channels and the testingsummit.com website. And then also, just a reminder, we have our best speaker and our best presentation award. So please visit Jan's landing page on the testingsummit.com website and cast your vote. They will be announced within the next week, 2 weeks max. But thank you again, Jan, for being part of this day, and to our audience, we hope that you enjoy the rest of the day, and we will see you soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Software testers. Move beyond theory and master testing with the AI-powered ISTQB add-on practical tester by A4Q program. The ISTQB add-on practical tester by A4Q equips you with the theoretical skills and practical competence to truly excel. Learn how to apply black box testing like a pro. Estimate accurately, write flawless defect reports, and catch issues early. The ISTQB add-on practical tester by A4Q complements your ISTQB certification by turning knowledge into powerful action. visit our websites and find out more information.